All right, everyone. What is going on? Happy Thursday. Welcome back to the Unconventional Mindset. My name's Odu, and what are we doing here? Every day we get together and we kind of work on building our business. We're working towards building a business or a company that's going to generate us $1 million in revenue every single year. I do apologize. I'm like totally under the weather here today. My throat is just like killing me. I don't know what the heck's going on. I must have caught something. Kevin, yeah, congrats on 400. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I noticed that this morning sometime. Up to 400. So yeah, no, I appreciate that. Now on to I don't know, is 500 a milestone? I feel like the nice 500, 1,000, 2,500, 5,000. I don't know, kind of cool my milestones. But yeah, thank you to you and each and every one of the subscribers. It means a lot to me. So it's super cool. Yeah, so I'm feeling a bit under the weather. Like my throat is just, yeah, it's killing me. So I don't know how much I can talk today, but we'll see what we can do. And what I figured I'd talk about today, I don't know if I've ever talked about this in kind of one sitting, but I wanted to give a whole kind of high level overview of what the hell is in my head in terms of what I'm trying to build business wise, and how that I think has helped me realize or kind of figure out exactly what the purpose of starting a blog would be, as we've been talking about for the past couple of days, because it's definitely something I do want to do, but now I think I have things kind of squared away. So yeah, I'm just going to kind of go over that. And if any time along the way you have any suggestions or feedbacks or any thoughts on what it is that I'm doing or that I'm going to try to do, please do let me know. I should have made this into some kind of presentation. I probably will at some point. But for now, everything's just kind of in note form here. So I'm just gonna kind of dive right in here. Just looking at the overview of what I'm trying to do. And one thing that I think has been confusing for me to articulate, and maybe it's been a little bit interesting for you guys, kind of seeing how things are going on here, is that there's kind of like two businesses that are kind of going side by side, that I'm working on side by side. They're very heavily intertwined right now. They really complement each other. But in the future, in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years, whatever the case may be, I can see them diverting quite a bit, and they'll end up being kind of two distinct things. They'll both kind of play on each other, but they'll be two distinct things. And so those two things are Pixel Media Corporation, which is my incorporated company, which right now specializes in web design and development, and which we've also have the umbrella that we've launched, Pixel Pieces, which is our WEBFLOW component template library. So that's number one. And then number two is the Unconventional Mindset, which is this live stream, which is all about documenting the process of trying to grow a business from 0 to 1 million, right? And there's other things that are going to be involved in that, and we'll get to that in just a minute here. So right now there's Pixel Media Corporation. So I have written down right now, right here. It's a creative services agency, right? So we build WebFlow websites for our clients. There's other things that we do as well, and that we've done in the past, which is a bunch of like audio, video production. We've done some live events, and we've done a bunch of creative services, graphic design. And those are things that I want to get away from. There might be an instance where I might want to bring it back, but for now, I think just saying, hey, we focus on building and maintaining WebFlow websites. That's kind of the core bread and butter of what the corporation or what the agency itself does. And because we want to really focus our time and efforts on building up Pixel Pieces, which I think at the end of the day, it's all going to just be called one. It's just going to be called Pixel, because I think that just makes the most sense. And that's where we're going to have our WebFlow components and our templates. And then so I'm thinking about where we're going to be for this company in the next 1 to 5 years. Even just thinking kind of this year and probably next year, is we just kind of want Pixel to become I'm just like I have it written down here, just a thriving community of people that are very interested in either learning about web design or learning how to start their own freelance career, or anything that's kind of involved with how to get clients, how to deal with clients, those kinds of things. I don't want to branch out too much into that kind of space because I think there's a lot of people that do that a lot better, but just really kind of teaching the whole creative process of what to do to build great websites, and then kind of delving in a little bit to how you can use those skills to make a career out of it. So just kind of growing Pixel into that kind of community. And what that means is focusing on creating great digital products, which is our components and our templates. And there could be other things in the future down the line, but for now we're just going to talk about Webflow components and templates. And then we're going to be creating, as we've been talking about quite a bit now, is creating educational content. Primarily, we're going to stick to YouTube right now, just creating a bunch of different videos, which is all about, it's all around the area of digital, creativity, basically web design, web development, things about typography, little things about even running an agency, stuff like that. Just kind of all the tips and tricks that I could probably get out of my head and what I've experienced over 20 years of doing this, getting it out there and giving it to everyone to kind of consume, and just kind of use that, of course, is kind of going to be like a marketing funnel to bring people into Pixel, right? So then in terms of that, so like that's, I'm trying to keep things really, really high level and very, very simple here. And how we're going to grow Pixel, there's kind of 4 different areas that I'm kind of thinking of. Or actually, well, in terms of marketing, maybe just 3 different areas for now anyways. Number 1, again, is the educational piece. I think that's going to be a really, really big piece. It's more of a longer term game because, you got to create content. It's going to take time for people to get to know you and all that kind of stuff, but that's okay. I'm kind of in this for the long game. So we're going to create all those educational videos on YouTube, and then Google Ads as well. We're going to see how things run. Like hopefully you could get to the point where, if we spend $100 on ads, that we get a client or a customer, right? Because it's $250 for a lifetime membership. If we can do that, then we just know we can just turn on the faucet, right? Then instead of we spending $100 a day, then maybe we could spend $1,000 a day, and then we get 10 people, right? So then we'll just be able to make money. So that could be something that could be very, very valuable to us in the going forward here. And then the only thing to consider about that is our actual capacity to handle that many people and do the customer service and all that kind of stuff. So there's obviously a limit. Like if I knew I could put in 50 cents and I would get out $1, then I can't just today put in, $100,000 because I just wouldn't be able to handle that many people coming into the platform at one time. So there is some scaling issues that we'll have to deal with when the time comes. And one thing too that I want to see if I can get my foot into the door is locally being able to actually run some courses or do something about getting people together that are entrepreneurs or people that are interested in web design, so that I can actually just teach people in person. I love teaching. When I was in university, I was a TA quite a bit, taught lots of students, and I absolutely love teaching. So as you guys probably know, I do these videos and I like talking. I like talking. I like talking with people. So yeah, I'm not gonna hide that. And being able to teach people, it's really, really cool. When you see a student and they kind of get that aha moment in their brain when they actually finally like get a concept, it's pretty cool. So I really loved that when I was teaching like biology and stuff like that at the university. Anyways, so yeah, those are the 3 main areas of marketing that I'm going to focus on for Pixel. And then this is just kind of something about thinking about growth and how to kind of grow things, is creating Pixel, turning it more into a community. Because right now you could log into Pixel Pieces, which is great. You get access to your components. That's fantastic. But we can slowly kind of turn it into a community where you log in and you can get access to your components, fine. But if there's an area too where there's, the Pixel University or whatever the case may be, or a place where there's some kind of forum or something where people can kind of communicate together or what have you, or maybe that's on another platform. I'm not sure what that looks like yet, but moving away from just, hey, you paid your $250, here you have access lifetime, but to keep pumping in value for those people and creating that community and a sense of belonging. I think that's going to be really, really cool. So we're going to have to figure out how we can do that. Yeah. What about virtual classes too? Sorry, I don't think I can make in-person meetings. It's a quick flight over. Definitely worth it. Yeah, that's actually, I haven't actually thought about that, to be honest. I haven't thought about that. I guess I'm just thinking of like when I had in my mind of doing local classes, it's getting myself known out here into the community, which can help me get people in, like it can help me get more clients for my actual web design and development agency, right? But that being said, I do think in the next 1 to 5 years, it's actually a really good point, is that I think this whole idea of building and maintaining Webflow websites as an agency, if Pixel Pieces and that kind of aspect of it starts to take off and does really, really well, I think this whole agency stuff is going to go into the background where I'm not going to want to do that anymore. Most likely. So, but my thoughts were that if I can get out there and teach classes or teach something, that people would just kind of know me around the area, right? And then people talk, of course, and they're like, oh yeah, this person can make a website, whatever. So that was the kind of idea about that. But now that we can do things remotely, like obviously we can do things remotely, that might be really cool. But it would still be good to interact and engage with people like in real time, right? Where it's not so much of a class where you can just, it's like not on demand, but it's like interactive where you'd have to sign up and join like once a week or whatever when we're like doing the actual class, right? So I'm gonna throw that in there, and then I'll definitely have to do a little bit more thought on how I would want that to work, and how I would want it for other people to work as well. Because I do know that there's a lot of through the Chamber of Commerce here in Nova Scotia, I've taken a few classes, and even though it's meant for people that are local, or at least even in the Atlantic Canada, all the classes are remote. And I don't know if that's because that's how things have kind of went since COVID, and then it's just like always, everything is just remote now, regardless. But I feel like in person is it's just so much nicer to be able to see someone in person, talk, laugh, smile, read everyone's body language, and it's just really nice. Okay, so that's good. Oh, excuse me. Oh man. Okay. So the second piece of the business and the second piece of what I'm kind of building here is the unconventional mindset. And so here's what I've written of what it looks like right now. And it's all about like what I'm doing to learn and figure out. And basically like what Gary Vaynerchuk always says, just document your process, just documenting what it is that I'm doing on a day-to-day basis of how I'm trying to build a successful company, or at least in this case, a company that, makes $1 million in revenue every single year. And of course, my primary reason for doing this is to achieve financial independence and financial freedom. So I can live where I want to live, work where I want to work, do whatever it is I want to do without anybody having to tell me what to do or whatever. Like I don't play well with I don't play well with people telling me what to do, and like where I'm forced to having to do something where if I say no or whatever, that I don't have a job anymore and I can't take care of my family. I need to take care of my family, right? So it's a huge, huge motivation for me. So documentation. And the goal, of course, like, again, I just always think like, imagine I build Pixel into $1 million company and we're making, we get 5,000 people joining a year or whatever. That's over $1 million right there just in Pixel Pieces. So, and we're just building on that. I could just imagine having, 1,000 episodes or whatever, however long it takes to get there, having this amazing library of like, thousands of hours of video where people can go through and be like, hey, here's the step-by-step kind of process of how it happened, and like the day-to-day grind and the little things that I was doing on a day-to-day basis, the things that I was learning, the things where I completely messed up and, was talking about whatever, just having it all there. I think that would be an amazing thing. Because so many times I see on YouTube, which is it's awesome, by the way. I love hearing about this stuff, but you hear people talking about, oh, I had nothing and now I have this $1 million company and here's this 10-minute video and I'll show you how to do the same thing. It's like, that's really great and all, but like, how did you actually do it? What does the day-to-day look like? Like, I get what you're saying in the video and it all makes sense to me, but like, what does that actually look like when you actually try to implement it on a day-to-day basis, So that's what I'm hoping to do. And I don't think that there's many people that have done something like that. So that would be really cool. So not comparing myself to Elon Musk or anything like that, but imagine having a camera following Elon Musk around, or he was just talking to himself in front of a camera for a couple hours every day as he's trying to figure out, how to make Tesla work or what have you, right? Or SpaceX and all that kind of stuff. Like, that would be a fascinating watch. Not that Pixel Pieces is as fascinating as and exciting as building a company that wants to put people on Mars, but I don't know. This is exciting in my own way. Anyways, right. So, and how are we going to work on the unconventional mindset? So obviously there's the daily live stream that we're doing right now. We're going to continue to do that. And then this is number 2. And this is the thing that I've been struggling to figure out how I'm going to fit this in. And this is the podcast. So the podcast, I think, makes the most sense to fall under this unconventional mindset banner, because for right now, I can have people on the show, or I can target people that are in their own journey and in their own process of trying to build their own company, trying to build their own success, and even get people that have had success and to teach people about that success. Because the thing with Pixel right now and unconventional mindset, it's really overlapping in the how to build a business or how to be a successful entrepreneur space, right? Because Pixel is all about, like, I'm trying to build that business in that company, and people that are interested in Pixel, maybe because they're trying to figure out how to do their own web freelance agency or create their own agency or web design company, whatever the case may be. That's all about business. That's all about entrepreneurship. So they can still listen to the Unconventional Mindset podcast and be super, super relevant to what it is that they're doing. So that's what the focus of the podcast should be, at least in the first year or so. So I was just getting a little ahead of myself in terms of what I wrote down here, but the whole thing about this whole phase 1 is this first 1 to 5 years of this. It's like, the way I think about it is like, you have to change your mindset. And that's what I'm trying to figure out. It's like, how do I change my mindset of being able to understand what it takes to be a successful person, a multi-million-dollar person, to create these companies that make multi-millions of dollars? Because a lot of people talk about you have to change your mindset, and a lot of the stuff is not taught through through our traditional education. It's just like, go to school, learn how to take tests, learn how to write a resume, get a job, and whatever the case may be. So in terms of moving forward with the unconventional mindset, like, the way that I'd like to think of it, as I think of, there's 5 key areas in life that I know for me that I really want to master, which was what I think is going to make me have a successful life, and which I think most people, if they mastered these, they would have a successful life. And the first one, which is what we're talking about now, is financial independence. The second is having complete control over your health and fitness, eating healthy, being in shape. Super, super important, obviously, for your mental well-being and just your longevity in general. Super, super important. Number 3, I'm kind of going back and forth whether number 3 and number 1 should just kind of be one category, but it's all about doing meaningful work and having a purpose in life. Waking up in the morning and not having a reason for being is like a really shitty feeling. And I know 100% what that's like. And it really, really sucks. So it can be tied with financial independence in terms of finding what your true purpose is in life and trying to build like a company around that or what have you. But I also think it's possible to try to find your own financial independence through a way that's not specifically what you're meant to do or what have you, or what your true purpose is. So they can be unlinked, I think, for some people. I still need to do more exploration and more just learning about kind of the difference between, can you be very successful financially but still not have meaning in life? And I think you can. But I mean, it would be much happier if you can find success in finances by also doing what you love, as opposed to doing something that you hate, right? So the fourth bucket would be about skill development, just developing skills that you either want to do, like say you want to learn how to dance, you want to learn how to play piano, you want to learn how to sing, you want to learn how to do card magic, you want to learn different languages, you want to learn how to web design, you want to learn how to, I don't know, like crochet or make dresses. Like developing skills is really what makes you valuable to your family, to your friends, to your community, and just to the world in general. The more skills you have, the better opportunity I think you're going to have to be successful in, for example, in business, right? Because a business is there's a lot of skill stacking when it comes to being successful in business, especially even if you're thinking about being like a solo entrepreneur, where you have to wear so many different hats. And having a wide range of skills is pretty important. And it's just good to keep your mind sharp as well too. I'm not going to get too technical into like scientific studies or what have you. But there are stuff that talk about, the more you keep your brain active as you get older, it can help, what is it? Stave off, help fend off Alzheimer's or whatever, just less chances of you getting that. So always good to keep that brain working. And then the fifth one is just about personal relationships and having really solid personal relationships. And I know for me, that's something that I struggle greatly with, because I have pretty much no close friends, except for my wife and my immediate family. And, other than that, I don't have very many close friends, not as many as I would want. Well, obviously, because I have like pretty much none. But I think that's a combination of me spending the last, I don't know how many years, just trying to work, developing my skills, and trying to create something that is going to get me to that point number one, which is financial independence. But it's so important, like your social well-being. I mean, even just look at what happened with lockdowns and people just being isolated from one another. I mean, oh my goodness, it's just so devastating for people. You need to have good social interactions and social relationships to maintain like a really good, like healthy lifestyle. And anyway, so like all of these things put together, I think make it so that you can be successful with the people around you and successful with yourself, and just living a long and fruitful life. So Kevin, even having a sense of accomplishment is powerful. Yeah. And it's just like having those little wins that you put in, if, when I try to teach, my kids or whatever, it's just like set, these little goals of things that you can accomplish, and be like, hey, I want to learn, this chord on guitar, or I want to just be able to write this much, of a story, or whatever things that they're learning. And if you could get those little wins, you're just going to feel, yes, have a little piece of a cookie. You feel good about yourself, right? And then it just builds on that to get more and more confidence. And then as you get that, you'll start to develop more and more skills, and then it just kind of snowballs. Feeling a sense of accomplishment is really, really important. And it's tough too. Like I know with my son, he sets this goal of like, I want to publish this huge book series. It's like, whoa, okay, great goal, but let's start with, even a book. And even before that, let's start with creating an interesting character. And let's start with, a short story, like all those little things before going to the grandiose thing of, because he loves Star Wars and super into Star Wars, and just loves the whole universe and whatever. And he's like building this whole thing, and it's like, okay, it takes time to get there. Then he gets down, if he doesn't, he's not where he wants to be in terms of a story, right? And it's little pieces, little steps. Right. Yeah. So initially, so my whole thoughts with this unconventional mindset is the first 1 to 5 years. I don't know how long it's going to take. It's probably going to take a little bit of time, especially to explore all of these things. But it's all going to be about just documenting the process, right? This is what I'm doing. This is what I'm learning. This is what I have learned. This is the successes that I've had, the failures, all those different kinds of things. And get to the point where if I'm doing this every single day, you get to a point where you can get a certain level of mastery, right? And when I feel that I'm really good at these things, and for example, some of them are a little easier to tell than others, like I will consider myself very successful in health and fitness if I can easily run a marathon, no problem. And I could do, I could do routines of like 100 pull-ups. And I have like huge muscles and six pack, and my cardio is really good, right? I'm playing the best sports of my life, right? I'm just super healthy and fit or whatever. Then I know that I've achieved a certain level of mastery, right? Or finances. Finances is pretty easy in the sense that, okay, well, Pixel Pieces is now $1 million company. Now we're generating 2 million in revenue, 3 million, 5 million, whatever. Okay, I think I'm at the point now where I can start to teach some of the lessons that I've learned on my journey to figuring out what works and what doesn't, and how to build, a $1 million company. So once that's done, you move on to phase 2. And then phase 2 is all about kind of switching from documenting to teaching. So achieve success in those areas, then, hey, maybe I can figure out a way how I can teach the lessons learned or whatever, kind of create, again, some type of community around people that want to figure out how they can improve their lives and live kind of their best life possible. So I don't know how to ask this without sounding mean. None of it's going to sound mean, so I appreciate all the questions. If you're selling Pixel Pieces for a one-time fee, how will you get 1 million each year? New products next year? So no, it's a really good point. And that's something that, again, this is really high level, so we're going to have to figure that out. But on the face of it, let's just bring out a calculator right here. Assuming I don't have any new products, which is not going to be the case. There are always going to be kind of new products, new offerings. I'm pretty sure. I have stuff in my mind that I'm still working out right now. But so if we have $1 million and we sell it at $249, so that means we need about 4,000 customers. And if you divide that by 12, so that's 334 customers a month, or maybe 10 customers a day, 10, 15 customers a day. From what I know about people that are making SaaS companies, getting 10 customers a day is not a terribly difficult thing to do. So I think even with just Pixel Pieces, getting to $1 million just selling that membership, I think we could get there. I mean, is it going to be hard? Yes, of course. I'm not saying it's going to be easy at all. It's definitely going to be difficult, but I think it's certainly possible. And in terms of new products, yeah, we're always going to have to be developing new products. What that's going to look like, I don't know. But, I kind of have it here, digital products such as WEBFLOW components and templates, because there's going to have to be other stuff, probably. What that looks like, I don't know yet. But I do know, like maybe they're courses. Maybe we create such great courses that we sell something almost like Flux Academy does. And, people sign up for, $800 or whatever it is to be part of a course. Kind of like what Pat Flynn does at Smart Passive Income, where his is all about entrepreneurship in general, selling his courses. But Pixel is more about specifically to web design and how to launch and create your own web design agency or whatever, right? So we can take them from 0 to 100%. So that could be something that we can do. So there's lots of options of things that we can consider. But yeah, right now I definitely don't have an answer for that, but I'm also not feeling that worried about it in a sense. Maybe that's kind of weird, but I think we can get there as long as we have good products and we continually pump out and deliver really high value YouTube videos, because that's going to be our marketing. That's going to be the lead magnets. That's what's going to get people in the door. So, and that's why my huge focus is going to be on creating these videos. So, and just getting people in the door. So, but it's a really good question and a really good point. Right. So yeah, unconventional mindset. So, 5 years time from now, got millions of dollars in the bank, got an amazing business, super healthy, super fit. I've developed all these amazing skills or what have you. Learned how to figure out how to, speak 5 different languages, whatever the case may be. Then I could start moving in from the documenting to the teaching, right? Join whatever. And this is, again, I don't know what it's going to be, but I have it right here. Create some kind of community or whatever where people can join that are like-minded, that want to they want to learn, figure out how to lose those last 20 pounds or whatever. They want to figure out how they could run a marathon. They want to figure out how they can get better at hockey, or how they could learn different languages, or how they could build a business or whatever. And just figuring out like what's that mindset that they need to change in their mind that's holding them back from understanding or like unlocking the things in the mind that block people from doing what they know they can do or what they should do. Because that's a big block for me. It's just like, how do I change my mindset to make sure I wake up every day and do the things that I know I need to do in order to be successful, as opposed to waking up every day feeling overwhelmed and feeling sad that I'm not where I want to be. And therefore you just reach for the cookies, or you just reach for whatever crutch it is that you don't like. Or you reach for whatever the crutch is that helps you drown out the pain, right? That's what, people, whether it's drugs or alcohol or whatever the case may be, or whether it's procrastinating, watching TV, or just, staying stuck in a job that people hate, right? I mean, a lot of people have this problem. And I was definitely there, and I'm just trying to work myself out of that. And if there's a way that I could teach people and help people get out of that in the future, again, I don't think I can do that right now, but in the future, I think that for me, that would be like the most rewarding thing. That would be like, that's my purpose in life, to be able to help other people get out of their own head, get out of their own way, so that they can achieve what they want to achieve. And that's something that I've struggled with like my whole life. So if I can get there, figure out how to do it and pass that along and help other people do that, that'd be the most amazing job ever. So yeah, that's my outlook. So the mission, inspire people to expand their mindset so they can achieve success. The wording here might be a little bit too cheesy, fluffy, or whatever, but that's kind of the general idea. So I just want to go back here. That it definitely puts the framework in place for knowing what type of people that I want on the podcast, and what type of podcast I want to do, and the types of things that I want to be discussing, at least initially. So I'm definitely going to be heavily focused on people that are running or have run or have had their success in their business. And just kind of tie it into Pixel Pieces and how we're trying to grow Pixel Pieces and how we're trying to build our own business. So that's going to be really, really good. We'll probably talk more about this next week, or maybe even tomorrow. I don't know. Just about what exactly it's going to look like, and what process we should put in place to trying to get guests. And maybe even we can even start talking about logistics in terms of, are we going to do things, some of them remote or some live? Like, I know I want them to be in person, but if I can get a really amazing speaker or whatever and it's only remote, then I need to figure out how to do that as well too. Recordings, we'll talk about all we could even go into, I don't know if that's of any value to anybody, of like going through all the technology and all that kind of stuff that we're going to kind of put together. But we'll discuss and we'll get that going. And so the future of what this looks like for Pixel, Unconventional Mindset, whatever, this whole kind of thing is put together is, I think, number one, continue to just, I think I need to wake up every morning and just I wake up in the morning now and I do work for my clients, but I need to set aside a block of time where it's like 2 hours a day. I'm just working on improving the components, building more components, all that kind of stuff. So that's number one. Then number two would be creating these videos for helping with marketing. And then number three, keeping on the live stream. And then number four, doing the weekly podcast. So it's a lot. This is a lot of stuff too, because there's also just client work that I need to maintain as well. So this is a lot. So I need to really organize my time and make sure that I have enough time to be doing all of this stuff, and probably getting my wife to help me out a lot, especially with logistics in terms of like booking people to be on the live stream. On live stream would be actually cool to have guests on that. That's a whole nother thing to consider. But having people on the podcast. Hey, doing well. Although my throat is really, really sore, so I got some kind of something going on that's like totally closed my throat. But other than feeling like crap with my throat, everything's doing really good. And actually pretty excited though. Pretty excited because I think we decided in the past day or two to start a podcast associated with this. So with this live stream. So I think that's going to be really good, and I'm looking forward to it. And how are you doing? Hope you're doing well too. Oh, okay. What was I rambling on about? Oh, I think I was talking about should we be talking about how we're going to kind of set up and run the podcast. Is that interesting to you guys? Would you guys like to hear that? Or should I go on the live stream and just do more like WEBFLOW component development? Or, yeah, I'm not sure. If you guys have any ideas, you can let me know. Otherwise, I'll probably just kind of bounce back and forth in terms of whatever I'm working on any given day and just kind of live stream that. But yeah, so those are the 4 things that I think I'm going to be focusing on. Side topic. Yes, launching pixel pieces on Product Hunt. Yeah, I haven't done that. And I think I need to, obviously. Was it you that commented on that before? I think I've heard it here a few times, and it's something that I haven't done. But yeah, I guess I need to do that. Does that need to be, like when you launch on Product Hunt, do you actually need to do anything else, or do you just like submit it and then that's that? Oh, it wasn't you? Yeah, I've definitely heard it before. So yeah, do you have to do anything like to have this big kind of extravagant launch, or is it just like, hey, here's my product, put it on there? And I guess maybe what would be good to do would be to tell everybody that I know that, hey, this just went on Product Hunt, go on there and like it or whatever, so that way it could like move up the ranks on the page or whatever. I'm not even sure exactly how Product Hunt works, but yeah, you don't think so, but you have to get upvotes on it. Yeah, I guess that's the thing too, is I don't I don't have much of an audience to be able to say, hey guys, head on to Product Hunt and get those upvotes. But yeah, I guess that's the thing. Submit and share with as many people as you can. So I think, okay, we can get into a little bit of the weeds. Sam, how you doing? Welcome. Good to see you. I think what we can do is we can just maybe put a little thing on here. I mean, this is totally into the weeds here. Where can we put it? Okay, let's just put it here. Launch on Product Hunt. But what I need to do, of course, for this is I need to get on Twitter first, so I can start to build an audience there. But I think it's just going to be one of those things where, yeah, I mean, maybe it won't be just that big if I do first launch it. So, especially if I just go on Twitter now, it's not like I can just blast things and people are just going to automatically, be listening to me, because they won't be, right? So it takes time to build that dedicated audience. So, I mean, obviously I have you guys, which are awesome on YouTube. Maybe there's something I could do with that, but yeah, I guess I could even just create an actual, like a video, just a quick 30-second video, and ask everyone who's subscribed if they want to head on to Product Hunt. That'd be really cool. Because yeah, with 400 subs, that's pretty cool. But I mean, yeah, subscribers on YouTube, I feel like they're not as important as they used to be, because it's all just about reach and how well your videos reach your audience. So, but anyways, yeah, but that's definitely what we'll do. We'll just try to, right there, Share with as many people as possible. And try to get it ranked up there. So we'll do that. Okay, so I think that's good. Yeah, I'm really pumped. I think this, I'm really excited to do this podcast. It's going to be really great. And I think it's going to be the first time, like the podcasts that I've done before, they're either myself and my wife, which was always really fun to do with her. But like learning the art of storytelling and learning the art of listening to people, and being able to ask really good questions and having really good conversations with people. I'm really looking forward to that. So I think it's going to be really, really great. So that's awesome. Is there anything else that I need to go over today? I think that's kind of everything. I think that's the whole overview. I mean, I think it's pretty simple, but maybe a little bit complex in the sense that there's kind of two things that are together with the whole pixel pieces and unconventional mindset. But I think I've finally have it in my mind. I think I have it straightened out quite a bit, and we have a good path forward. So anyways, I'd love to know what you think. If you think I'm totally out to lunch, by all means do tell me that. But if you think it's cool, I'm kind of on an interesting trajectory, cool if you think that. But I just wanted to share it as well too, because, I think a lot of people have ideas and they don't want to tell anybody because they feel other people are going to steal their ideas and what have you. And I never find any merit in that, because ideas are a dime a dozen. So many people have amazing ideas, but it's the execution on idea that is really, really difficult to do. So I have no problems telling you guys kind of what my ideas are. And, if I can get that feedback as to whether you think it's good or not or whatever, that's just all the better for me. So I think that helps me out. So yeah, so do let me know what you think. Okay. With that said, my throat is killing me. So we'll come back together tomorrow, and maybe we'll dive more into podcasting. Maybe we'll see. Probably. Yeah. Let's start planning out more of what we want to do with our podcast now that we kind of know that, yes, we're doing it. And, just that we're doing it. So that's it. I'm going to leave it there for today. I'm going to have some more ice water or whatever, cool down my throat. And I'll catch you guys back here tomorrow for another live stream, the last live stream of the week on Pizza Friday, which is always kind of the best kind of Friday, if you ask me. All right, guys, have yourselves a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you back here tomorrow.